Area determination of polygonal field using tape.
As prerequisite information, do you know that polygonal fields with different sides are called irregular polygons? It can have sides of any length, and each interior angle can be any measure. They can be convex or concave, but all concave polygons are irregular since the interior angles cannot all be the same. So in drawing a polygon at random, it would probably be irregular. One approach to this is to break the shape up into pieces that are solvable. So usually triangles, since there are many ways to calculate the area of triangles.
Objective: to develop and acquire the skills of determining the area of a polygon in the field using tape by dividing the area into triangles. The materials used are range poles, measuring tape, chalk or marking pins, and plumb bobs. Procedures: area determination by base and altitude.
First, the instructor assigns the location of 5 points in the field, and the students will mark these points with marking pins or chalk. Name these points, which will serve as the corners of the polygon, as A, B, C, D, and E. Second, the chief of party divides the polygon into 3 triangles by taking into consideration that the divisions should be easily measured. Then, name the triangles as A1, A2, and A3. Third, measure the base of the first triangle chosen in the polygon using tape. Fourth, measure the length of the altitude of the first triangle. The determination of the altitude is part of the taping operation, which will be discussed by the instructor. Note that the altitude of a triangle is perpendicular to the base. Then by using the concept of a right triangle, we can determine whether the line is perpendicular or not. So, we will use the 3, 4, 5 method, where we will use multiples of 3, 4, and 5 as the measurements of the side of our right triangle. Fifth, record the length of the base and altitude on table 3.1. Area determination by base and altitude. Then, to get the area of the triangle as shown in equation number 1, divide the product of the base and altitude to 2. 6. Repeat steps 3 to 5 for the chosen second and third triangles of the polygon. And to determine the whole area of the polygon, take the summation of areas of A1, A2, and A3.
Area determination by 2 sides and an included angle. The same field described in A, area determination by base and altitude, will be used for this method, but change the designations on the corners. Use F, G, H, I, and J instead of A, B, C, D, and E. Divide the polygon into 3 triangles. Measure any 2 sides of the first triangle chosen. And record these measurements as sides A and B. Determine the included angle between sides A and B and record this on table 3.2, area determination by 2 sides and an included angle. To get the area of the triangle 2, divide the product of side A, side B, and sine of the included angle to 1/2. Repeat steps 3 to 4 for the chosen second and third triangles of the polygon. To determine the whole area of the polygon, take the summation of areas of A1, A2, and A3.
Area determination by Heron's formula. The same field described in A, area determination by base and altitude will be used for this method but change the designation on the corners. Example, use K, L, M, N, and O instead of A, B, C, D, and E, and F, G, H, I, and J. Divide the polygon into 3 triangles. Measure all the sides of the first triangle chosen and record these measurements as sides A, B, and C on table 3.3, area determination by Heron's formula. Determine the semi-perimeter of the first triangle by multiplying the perimeter of the triangle by 1/2. To determine the area of the triangle, substitute the values of the semi-perimeter, side A, side B, and side C to equation 4, Heron's formula. Repeat steps 3 to 4 for the chosen second and third triangles of the polygon. To determine the whole area of the polygon, take the summation of areas of A1, A2, and A3.
As for discussion and conclusion, there are several ways that we can measure the distance of the ground. It can be accomplished by breaking the tape method or by making an irregular polygon. A horizontal line of sight is established if the bubble is centered while sighting through the tube. This device is simply a level adapted for measuring vertical angles. The vertical aid is acted on where angles are with, so it gives the value and the slope in terms of arc measure. Note that to get more accurate results, you need to measure the measurement slowly and carefully to obtain better results. You may also measure along the ground in A, but to obtain horizontal distances, you will need to correct these ground measurements afterwards by using correct mathematical formulas.